Tanisha, you calm yourself down. You can come back. Tanisha, you can come on back.
Hey, how
Hello,
you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, so I'm the one who asked about you being married, and I wasn't trying to be condescending when I
But
said
why
that.
is that
So,
important?
I just this is just me and my train of thought. The people who give advice, like you wouldn't want to be physically trained by a fat person, for example. So I just asked the question and just was wondering, but
So, so, so,
I was
so
trying to
you
be
mean,
condescending.
that a person who's married would give better advice?
Well, I think a person who was in a marriage where the wife was submitting, or if she was a submissive wife, would give good advice. I'm not saying that
Hold on, hold on. How about, but he would give good advice for his wife.
right,
That's one person.
right, but at
See, the
least he
problem,
had.
the problem with what you're saying, ma'am, is if
Mhm.
people only spoke about what they were actually doing at that time, no one could speak about anything. Because
No, I'm
hold on, listen, because that
not.
train never stops. Because what you're saying is, well, you should be married, and then your wife should be submitting, and then she should be submitting, and you should be working, paying all the bills, and then you should be black, and she should be black, and you should be from Texas, and you should have 3 kids, and you should be Christian. It never stops. See, instead, why don't you just judge? Why don't you just judge the information instead of doing what we typically do in the black community and go ad hominem at the person? What was
No,
wrong? No, no, listen, listen.
okay.
Because if you knew me, you know I've been married.
Mhm.
I've been over 3 singles ministries at 3 different churches, and I know what I'm talking about. But you
Okay.
put a test on there that makes no difference. I could be married, but
Hmm.
if I was 2 plus 2 is 4, whether I'm married or not.
Okay, but then again, like how she would now. To be clear, I agree with Jeannie. I think a woman should be submissive, but just by the definition of submissive, men have to give women something to submit to. So if
Hold on, hold on. Are you
Mhm.
married?
I was married for 8 years before I filed divorce for
Okay.
divorce.
Are you Christian?
I am.
Okay. Still a Christian?
To the day I die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then this is going to hurt. Men is not supposed to give you something to submit to. You're supposed to submit to God.
First,
No,
and then you.
no, that's who you see. See, I'm a Christian and I've been over 3 singles ministries. This is black women have some of the most strange interpretations of the Bible.
So
That's
are
why
you does not that we
mm,
should to our
ma'am,
husbands?
you're not submitting to me. You're submitting to first off, who are you when you're in marriage, who are you making the agreement with?
You're making the agreement with God and with your husband.
The covenant is
Well,
with God, though.
correct.
So you're
And you're
submitting,
making.
and you're submitting to what in the man?
You said, what are you submitting to his mission?
No, no, you're
Submission.
submitting to the God in the man.
Okay.
So that's what you're ultimately submitting to because man by nature is flawed. You don't submit to failed flesh. You submit to the spirit of the man, God in the man. See, what you're saying is if you actually were a Christian woman, you would be following God and submitting to the God in your man.
You're going to follow God if you're a
Well, then if
Christian.
that's the case, you said he has to
That's
give you something to submit to, and that's ultimately what you're submitting to.
that's a given. But the
No, it's
man,
not. No, it's not. You're saying he has to give you something to submit to. That's
just like
ultimately what you're submitting to.
we submit to God, we also submitted to Christ in the flesh, right? So that's who he was. He was a fleshly representation of God.
Hold on, hold on.
So
You submitted to Christ in the what? No, no. I think you're conflating some things. But ultimately, ma'am, you said that man, if a woman needs to submit, a man needs to give her something to submit to. Like what?
correct. I think
Like
that's what.
what?
Well, have a plan for your life first
See,
of all.
again. Now you just went earthly.
How?
Uh, that God does not talk about a plan. Okay.
He
What?
said
Hold
before
on, ma'am. Hold on, hold on. What was?
applies. He
Hold on.
gave you
No, you're not going to talk over me. Hold on, hold on. What was Eve's charge?
to be his helpmate.
Exactly. That's it. She didn't have to submit to his plan or whatever. She was there to help. That's
He
your role.
already
Hold on, ma'am. That's your role. A woman's purpose on the planet is a man, and without a man, you are living uncovered. So I'm sorry, ma'am. You want to keep talking about a woman should have something to submit to. You're supposed to be submitting to the God in the man, not a purpose, not a plan, not anything else. Or else, if that's the case, you shouldn't have married him in the first place.
But God has a purpose. God has a purpose
And
here, and
and who? Okay, you're right. He has a purpose. And who does God speak that purpose to? Does He speak it to you, or does He speak it to the head?
He speaks it to the head.
Then exactly. So
Supposed
you're
to help.
supposed to follow the head.
I'm supposed to help him. Yeah, I agree.
So you don't need to know the purpose. He does.
Okay,
Adam
but
did
you don't.
not have to share that with Eve. All he had to do was know which way to go.
But he had it. He had it, and a
And
lot of
who's
times,
okay? And the thing is, your presumption is that then if he had it, then she has to. Then she should submit.
right? And so you have to, as a woman, and you asked the question earlier. Why are Black women? I guess the word was scarred to the point to where we don't want. Well, some of us don't want to submit. Well, it's what we have tried to submit to up until this point, and we've submitted to abuse.
Hold on. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you do that on my channel. No,
Okay,
because on my channel we talk about facts. You're gonna talk about abuse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The facts, the data, statistics are in. You ladies talk about abuse like it's running rampant, and I'm sorry. The numbers just don't support.
I'm not talking about only physical abuse.
Uh,
I'm
well,
talking about
you want to talk? You want to talk this stuff about mental abuse? I'm sorry. We can go the other way, ma'am. But how about this, man? You're a Christian woman. You filed for divorce. Why?
I filed for divorce 15 years ago when I didn't have a complete understanding of marriage.
Why?
I saved, in that instance, he couldn't keep a job.
Why? Okay. He
He
couldn't
was
keep. He was
so
flipping.
providing. He was not providing for the household. I was for the, so since we're talking about who take on the masculine
All right,
role,
ma'am. Hold on. Do you have any children?
one by him.
Right. So he wouldn't keep a job, meaning that once y'all got married, he quit working, or he kept
We were,
losing jobs.
no, he wouldn't lose them. He would just leave and go to other jobs that he thought would be better, but
Uh
they
huh.
turned out
Okay.
in 10
All
years
right.
we were
All right.
at
And
50.
then where'd you go out? Okay. So hold on. And
Mhm.
so after you divorced him, where'd the child go?
He's with me.
All right. And did he have to pay child support?
Nope, I did not file.
All right. So where does the child have a relationship with his father?
Not a strong one, but yes, they
All
speak.
right. So and is the person and is your ex homeless?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
All right.
My son,
All right. So, um, woo. Uh, see, here's the thing. I listen to a lot of women, and I will tell you, as after sitting in ministry after ministry after ministry, I will tell you one thing. One thing I've noticed about most of our women, you pick poorly, and then you're shocked with the outcome.
at 24, most of us pick poorly.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but where's your father?
My father's in California,
And where's your mother?
in Georgia.
All right. Why was your father not there to help you pick a husband?
My father was an alcoholic
Why was your father your father?
because my mother chose him.
Exactly. Pick
Okay.
poorly and then blame the product.
So what does that have to do with me?
Well, I said women pick poorly and blame the product. And you said at 24, I didn't have anybody to help me. And I said, where's your father?
Right.
Hold on. This is what it has to do with you because you picked poorly. If you had a father worth a damn, he could have helped you. But your mother picked poorly. And it sounds like
Okay.
you, hold on, ma'am. And it sounds like you picked poorly. I'm not
I did.
judging you. Hold on. I'm
I,
not
I,
judging you. Why haven't you remarried then?
actually, to be honest with you, I enjoy being single.
I
I make
bet you
six.
do.
I do. I enjoy being single. I
You
make
can better
six.
enjoy it because I don't think
I want.
anybody else will want to put up with this. Because, see, the energy you're coming at this thing, ma'am, look,
I have suitors, but I
you can have,
enjoy being.
ladies, you can have suitors all you want to, but that shit runs out after about 50. You can have suitors all you want to. Bottom line is this. You came in and said, well, why isn't Kevin not married? Kevin has been married. Kevin knows what he's talking about. That's why people
Okay.
come to my show. People don't come here because I don't know what I'm talking about. But what it does show is that, ma'am, you don't seem to understand what I'm talking about, or what this means, because you're by yourself. You have a son?
I do.
Oh my God. So, well, what do you think the
Mhm.
prospects are going to be like for him?
As far as the women that he chooses,
Sure.
I think the prospects are going to be very good
Really?
because I do,
Okay,
honestly.
okay. So, how old is he?
He's 10.
10. So, I did a show last night asking if competitive, successful, or high value black men should marry out. And to the woman on the panel last night, black mothers of black sons were saying, yeah, because the young ladies today are pretty bad off.
Hmm.
You think the prospects are good for your son right now with broken family after broken family? Because to bring us up to speed, your mother married a man who had a problem with alcohol. You married,
Hmm.
and that was a broken family, and she had to
Hmm.
raise you by herself. You married a man.
Well, she actually got remarried after my father, but
Okay,
okay.
all right. Well, still, you married a man who couldn't keep a job and have another broken family. So this will be the second or third generation, and you're raising a boy without a male role model and a dominant mother. Dominant mothers tend to make weak boys.
Well, he's not weak. He's very
You don't,
assertive.
okay, you're right.
Mhm.
Okay, where's this? And the male influence is where?
Throughout my church, mentorship programs. It's not like there's no male influence, like there's no testosterone around him and he's just
Mm-hmm.
dripping estrogen.
Yeah,
That's
the black men have left the church in mass, ma'am.
right.
So
Haven't left mentorship
okay,
program.
all right, all right. So I would tell you this: from what I'm hearing from his mother, you sound very domineering.
No, I just sound like I
Yeah,
know what I'm talking.
no, you can say that. You can sound just. Yeah, you do. You're right. We don't. I don't know what I'm talking about. You sound just like.
No, I didn't
You're
say
right.
that you do.
You're right, ma'am. And the thing is, I got no dog in this fight, but I would tell you, you sound just like the energy is coming across, just like Lonnie Love, just like many women who
No, I
have
think because
listen.
you're so
Many
bad,
women who have poor relationships, poor relationship outcomes with men.
but you're so combative and you
I'm
don't
not
want to let
combative, man. I'm
go.
not combative. I'm just direct. And that's one thing women like you can't deal with. You're used to being in the driver's seat, and I won't allow you to drive. I'm
No,
driving this. This is not
but that's
combative, ma'am.
the street, but it seems to be one way.
No, there's a right way. So I hope the best for that young man. I really do. I really do. Some women just call to sit up and argue with you, get their rocks off. I'm not going to let you get your rocks off. Enjoy. He's got suitors, though. Yeah, you got suitors. Now you need to go ahead and mute that in the background. No, you need to mute the YouTube channel. Yeah, I didn't know Lonnie was going to call into the show tonight. You're combative. Women like her don't know how to deal with a man who knows what he's talking about. Michelle, you need to unmute yourself and turn off the YouTube channel. How are you?
You.
Good.
Good.
So, um, how about you men, successful men, marry women like Jeannie Mai, not Lonnie Love? What do you think about that?
Well, I completely agree with Jenny May because she is speaking the truth and what Black women need to hear. But the problem is that I think that Lonnie Love came from a place of insecurity and a defense mechanism where I think she was trying to say that she wants to be heard in a relationship. However, I think that was communicated quite poorly. Oh, sorry, I don't think I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Um,
Uh, But I completely agree because I believe that there's power in submission, and submission doesn't not equal weakness. And I think that's where Lonnie Love was mistaken. And I think that's where people were attacking her, whereas
Mhm.
her approach was very much a defense mechanism.
So let me ask you, in your relationships, do you feel like the men that you're with don't hear you?
Oh no, not at all, because I learned really early that I did not like being dominant or leading whatsoever. It didn't make me feel in my feminine, and I didn't feel powerful at all leading, even when it comes to dates and etc. I would let the man lead absolutely everything because that's where I felt most powerful. So that's why for many years since I started dating for the few years, I've always let the man lead.
Let me go ahead. So, Michelle, hold on just a second. So, to the previous caller, see how that just happened? When a woman comes in her feminine, she can be heard because she's not trying to combat a man.
Yeah.
Talking loud. I'm talking to the previous caller, Michelle, just a second. Going back and forth. The reason I muted you is because you, caller, lack what this caller has.
Mhm.
That's basically that's what you were saying, caller. Lonnie Love was communicating that she wants to be heard, but it's hard for some men don't want to hear women that are coming at them in a masculine way. That's why I think this is a good follow-up call because this is what we as men naturally do when a woman comes across in a feminine way. We hear, we listen. So thank you for being a good example.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye bye. And I'm serious to the previous caller. You ladies think by going back and forth with the man that you're proving a point. All you're proving is you haven't learned anything. And that's why I said I feel sorry for your son because if that's how you talk to men around him, he is learning that it don't mean shit to be a man. You mothers of boys emasculate the French toast out of men around their boys and got the nerve to say he's going to be a fine man. That boy is going to grow up. Hopefully, I hope he has. It ain't looking too good. I mean, I don't. It just doesn't work out. Domineering mothers don't raise strong sons unless they are blood relatives or committed mentors. Not, I just take him to church and he's around men. That woman has no idea what's going on. You picked a dude that couldn't keep a job. Well, that don't. Why'd you pick a dude that couldn't keep a job? Did you have did you have suitors that were men who could keep a job? I didn't even get to the questions I normally would ask because I'm like, you're attitudinally unattractive. And I'm not saying this to be mean, but ma'am, your mother picked your father. It didn't work. And you said he was this. You picked your ex. And now you really don't even know where he is. So it's you. You came from a broken family, like so many of us do. Now you got a broken family, and it's all about you. And a 10-year-old boy that you cannot raise into manhood. And if you think you can, you are sorely mistaken. So I hope if somebody around you can hear this, can say, hey, sis, you need to sit down and breathe and listen to what that man was saying because you don't seem to realize your son is growing up into a world of women that operate completely different than even just 10 years ago. And if you're going to tell me, I think the future's looking bright, I don't know what you're looking at. Um, Look,